Hey, welcome back to our channel. My name is Bethel.
And I'm Paul.
And together we're the
Christy Chronicles. So if you're new here on our channel, we just want to give you some background. We're a Canadian couple that moved from Toronto, Ontario to Melbourne, Australia on a working holiday visa.
So now that we've been here for quite some time, we decided to share with you guys a couple things that we love so much about this beautiful city.
We're gonna break it down into the top 5 things that we really enjoy about living in Australia. Number 1, the coffee culture.
The quality of coffee here is amazing.
Amazing.
So good. Melbourne is known for having the best coffee here in Australia. They just have the best quality from the way they brew the coffee beans that they get, where they get the coffee beans from, and just even how they lovingly handcraft each beverage. I feel like it's just made with love.
And you hear this all the time when you're living abroad, wherever you live, like, oh, Melbourne has some great coffee, but like we're actually experiencing that. Not only the coffee, they also have like this whole brunch, breakfast kind of culture that is so good. They do these toasties, which are like breakfast sandwiches, but like toasted. Amazing. Can't say much more than that.
Number 2, diversity. I love this about Melbourne. So Melbourne is one of the most multicultural cities in Australia and even that around the world.
It's a good location for a lot of people to migrate, so they have allowed a lot of immigrants in here, and they bring a lot of different things to the table.
I'm not gonna lie, one of my biggest concerns coming here was, are there gonna be black people? Like, I know there's gonna be black people there everywhere, but is there gonna be enough? Like, am I gonna get the proper hair products I need?
Yeah.
What about the food scene? Like, is there gonna be good, authentic, like African food?
Yeah, definitely coming from a country that had a very good, strong, diverse culture. It was a concern that we had, but we are pleasantly surprised to see that there's so many cultures here, especially in Melbourne. It's pretty diverse, it's pretty comparable. And you see it a lot in their food. You have so many varieties of food, from Asian, from South Asian, to Mediterranean, to Middle Eastern. Just every sort of food can be found here in Melbourne, and it's really done well.
Also, it really helps that people are so friendly here and welcoming and helpful, especially given that this is a big city. People are still fairly nice.
Yeah.
We like that. Number 3.
Their accessible transit system.
There's about 9 or so transit lines that run through all of Melbourne. And it goes to every suburb, near and far. And
you can definitely get to anywhere you want via transit. It might take a little bit of time, but at least they have the trains and the trams and anything that you need to get there. And we've been here in Melbourne for a bit, and we don't have a car. We don't find that we really need one yet, because we're able to get wherever we need to via the transit system.
Yeah, and there's also something called the free tram zone for Canadians. We call them streetcars, they call them trams. And so the trams in the tram-free zone is free, and we don't have to pay for that, and it's a fairly big zone. We'll show you in a map.
Yeah. So that's in the city, and that's actually one of the major factors that played in us getting an apartment or for a rental in the city, so that we don't have to spend on our commutes or taking trains and stuff, because we're in a free zone.
They're always looking to upgrade and progress their transit systems. They're actually building about 5 stations already in the city.
Yeah, and they continue to do work to make sure that it's the best system that they can have. So it's really impressive. We're really happy with it. Number 4, it's the sports culture. I actually love this about them. If you know me, I'm a sports guy, and I just love following sports, and it's crazy because now that I'm here, there's a lot more sports that I can add on to my list of sports that I can watch. Some of the favorite sports that they have here are the AFL. It's an Australian football league, which is a little different to NFL, which is the National Football League, American football, or it's not even soccer, but it's their own little sport, which I'm trying to learn and get used to and see if it's something that I'm interested in.
Hopefully watch a game.
Yeah, we'll try to hit up a game. And then there's other big events that happen here, like the Australian Open, the Grand Prix. There's also the Melbourne Cup and cricket and of course soccer, football.
And you know, one thing that I personally love is that they have days off for their final games and tournaments. So it's actually like a holiday and everything's pretty much closed. You don't have to go to work.
Yeah. And this is only specific to Melbourne.
Yeah.
Other cities in Australia don't take the days off, but Melbourne has designated these championships to be like actual holidays so people don't have to work.
Number 5. And that is the weather and nature here in Melbourne. It's amazing. Especially coming from Canada, like their winters are like our fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say that they have 4 seasons here, but I would say it's nothing compared to Canadian winter. Their winter is very mild. I think the most it's been was like 10 degrees, 10, 11.
Never in the negatives. So
they do get a little bit of rain, a bit of wind, and their spring and their fall are just cooler, sweater weather.
Yeah.
And then of course their summers are amazing.
Yeah, really hot. We love that. There's a lot of beautiful scenery, different variety of landscapes here. You can see mountains, and obviously as Australia's been surrounded by water, there's beautiful bodies of water, beaches that you can see even in the city, which is very nice.
Yeah, you can just take one tram down and you're at St. Kilda's, or you can go down Frankston Line and there's so many wonderful beaches like Brighton Beach, and going forward there's Chelsea, and it goes on and on.
Yeah.
And if you're really adventurous, which we hope we can do soon, is just rent a car and just drive down Ocean Road or go down to Phillips Island, and there's just so much there to see. And it's just so beautiful and scenic.
And even for a city, there's a lot of greenery and trees, and it's just beautiful. We love it.
And of course that leads to wildlife, and there's so much wildlife here. Even living in the city, we've seen like some crazy animals and things. I'll tell you one thing though. The rumors about these snakes and spiders and all that.
Not here.
Fake
Not in Melbourne, at least.
You'll
not in
never
the
find
big
it.
city. Yeah.
All our time here,
Yeah.
we haven't even come across regular spiders. So all those little memes and videos about these crazy exotic animals in your house in Australia,
No bats. But we did see a bat in the city at night one time, and I was like, what? That's crazy.
There's a lot of great animals here. Of course, kangaroos, koalas, wallabies, and the list goes on. It's really cool.
And they have like 2 major zoos in Melbourne, so probably more, like a little bit outside, further out, but yeah.
We'll definitely hit them up and have a video for that too.
So that wraps up the 5 things we love about the city, Melbourne. And as you know, there's 2 sides to every coin, so we're gonna be doing what we don't love so much about the city.
So these are some of our favorite things that we love about Melbourne. If we missed anything, or some of these are your favorite too, make sure to share that in the comments, and we'd love to read about it too.
And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel to follow along for more. And don't forget the bell notification to be notified anytime we drop a video. Till next time, peace.